intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Get up, 1080. What we got? What we got? What we got? Alert 3, alert 3. Hey, ball. SOS.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. Anthony Harris on the tackle.
And that run, that changes the whole mentality about the drive right there. They were starting on their own 2-yard line. They just wanted enough space to punt the football successfully. Now they're talking about putting together a drive.
Check 42's the mic. Hey. Check. Check hot route. Ran. Switch it. Clear. Switch it.
Trubisky gives to Cohen. Oh, Cohen lost the football. And this belongs to the Vikings.
Thank goodness for heaters up here. And thank goodness I don't have to carry the football in this game. It's January. It's cold out there. Trying to clutch the football and absorb the hits, not easily done.
Yeah, we saw a product of the elements right there. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? First and goal. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for second down. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on second and goal here. And Rudolph has got it. The big tight end for a Viking touchdown. 10 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point put through by Succop. And that'll make the score 14-0.
14. Bears nothing. Ryan Succop.
Now it's Ryan Succop on after the touchdown to kick it away. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 33-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. On first and 10, it's Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Everson Griffin. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
Big Ed. Check 26.
Now Trubisky. Hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a third down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Alert. Mike 42. Hey, exit. Check. Mike 42. Hey, tight. Mike 42. Hey, let's get in them holes. Mike's 4-2. Ran, tough.
On third and 1, it's Trubisky. Finding Gabriel complete. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
With the score, Vikings 14, Bears nothing.
Come on. Tighten up, tighten up. Alert, 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 alert.
On first down, Trubisky gonna let one fly for Robinson. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
But one thing's for sure, when you've got a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
I got you, boy. I got you, boy.
Again, it's Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Anthony Barr, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long.
Topper, Topper! Ricky, 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 Ricky. Ran, tough. Hey, Charlie. Watch the pass.
From midfield now, here's Trubisky. He's going to wind up, and this is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Chicago! Taylor Gabriel, 50 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us.
The Vikings take over.
Let's go,
first and 10
let's go.
at their own 25-yard line.
50
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
Flushed out right. Gonna let it fly for Rudolph. It got his man complete. And all the way down to the 35. A big play there, Cousins to Thielen, and even 40 yards. They'll run on first down. Cook. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant. Bring up 48.
Cousins now to throw on first down. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time. And now it's 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Off the play fake, Cousins. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point's not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
180! Blue. Watch QB drop! Watch QB drop! Hey, box drop! 42. Mike 42, check. Mike 42. I'm coming!
Looking to throw on second down. Trubisky, he's going to launch this. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Extra point up and good by Suckup. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This will be taken very short. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Throwing on second and 14. Trubisky. They'll get this complete into the hands of Riley Ridley. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
It's a gain of 8.
6-6.
Pull it hard. 3rd and 7.
Alert. Hey, wahoo. Shift. Alert. Watch the twist. 25. Check 25.
On third down, Trubisky. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. Trubisky now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down.
Alert. Bravo.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and this shows on the scoreboard.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Looking to throw again, Trubisky. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Chicago. Tariq Cohen, 42 yards. And the Bears get a bit closer. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10 at the 9-yard line.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them.
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points.
180. 42's the mark. Lock in. Man, talk. 42's the mark. 42's the mark. Hey, orbit. Mike's 42. Watch the flood. Watch the flood.
Looking to throw Trubisky on first down. He's got Burton here. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A gain of 32 that time.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great, let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try to hit pay dirt. Now Trubisky on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
That's going to be a long day. Red, Five. Mike 42. Watch the screen. Mike 42. Go. Lock in. Check. 42's the mic. Red, talk. Man up, D. Blue. Showing it.
Throwing here, Trubisky. And the pressure gets to him again. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long.
Hey, Zoo. Mike 42. Hey, here we go. 42's the mic, boys. 42's the mic.
Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. This one into the hands of Burton. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And that'll get the lead down to 5. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11.
Hey, you don't want to see me. Hey, echo. Under 10. Gun.
Cousins to throw it. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. A gain of 37.
Complete to Adam Thielen. A gain of 37 yards. First down, Vikings.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Hey, we're good. We're good. Gun. 45, 45, 45, Mike, 45.
Cousins now. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. And it's Clinton Dix with a pick.
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
He's going to loft one, deep left side here. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. This is fielded at the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
Hold the look, hold the look, hold. Let's go, Mike 42, Mike.
Throwing again on second down. Trubisky nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Check 42's the Mike. Check 42's the Mike. Rabbit, 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 rabbit. He's coming, he's coming. Move. We got double up, double up. Deuce, 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 deuce. Hey, alert, 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 alert.
They snap it at one. Now it's Trubisky. And Robinson with a big catch. And they work this well upfield across the 45. He got 29 yards that time.
First down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Trubisky now 13 out of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a first down.
18. 942. You remember me? You remember me? Let's go, baby. 42's the mic, boys. 42.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. 3 touchdown passes now for Mitchell Trubisky. And the Bears have taken the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His second touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 2.
Next to score, Bears 26, Vikings 24.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off.
The Vikings take
Here we
over
go.
first
Here we go.
and 10
Here we go.
at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. They'll try to get it on the ground with Madison. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12.
On 2nd and 12, Cousins lets it fly for Thielen. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 33. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Khalil Mack able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Another try after the first down sack. Cousins. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now in the afternoon. And the Vikings are going to retake the lead. Extra point put through by Succop. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now it's Ryan Succop on after the touchdown to kick it away. This will be taken short. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line.
Get out!
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They had seized the lead there for a little bit with a starting drive in the third quarter, but a moment ago the touchdown that puts them back behind.
So their defense is under siege a little bit right now because they have not able to solve their opponents. So they've got to keep hammering away on offense and try and win this one in what appears to be a shootout.
A good start to the drive. That's caught out on the left side. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down. This quarterback now over 300 yards now for the game, and time to improve on that as he's got a 1st and 10. First down, a run with Cohen. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
8 yards on the pickup brings up 2nd and 2 at the Vikings' 48-yard line.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
He's coming. Double up. 64. Whip. Whip, 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 whip. Watch the whip. Ran, tuck.
Here's Trubisky to throw. He's got the hook up to Miller. 7 yards there and a first down.
We play to win. Let's go.
That's another Bears first down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Alert, 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 alert. Watch the pass. Here we go. Here we go.
They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. This is Miller, complete. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
1 quarter remains in this NFC Wild Card matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Get up, 180. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies. Mike 4. Hey, Mike 7. Put them on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Trubisky completes it to the tight end, Burton. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason, it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
Throwing once more, it's Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Danielle Hunter able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Jim, alert, 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 alert. Hey, Alpha. I can't believe they let you play.
They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. The catch is made by Riley Ridley. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for Chicago.
Bears first down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Trubisky will come up here 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. Out of the gun, Trubisky. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Danielle Hunter, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. So after a rare misstep on this drive, they'll try to make amends on 2nd and 15.
Check, smooth. Mike 42, Mike 42, check, Mike 42. Let's go, defense.
Now it's Trubisky. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Cousins sliding out of the pocket. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
They juked him. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Boy, tight game like this, 4th quarter, personal foul penalties, a no-no.
Yeah, we know the emotions are running high. The tensions are the same. Who can control them best could ultimately win it.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
One.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Trubisky, he's going to sling this deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
No, 61. Matchbox lights. Lock in, lock in. Hey, exit. Hey, 18. Hey, alert 3. No. Check 31. Hey, alert. Hey.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. And the throw there going to be incomplete. I don't know. He had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
Well, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
The mental focus of the whole
that's
thing.
true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. And this works out well as it'll kick out of bounds at the 11-yard line.
At their own 11-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first down. And the goal? End the game with your quarterback kneeling down.
Accelerating, and off he goes. The 40, past the 20, 10, touchdown, Vikings. 5 yards. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
And it's no good on the PAT. So they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
The Bears take over.
Let's
At
go!
their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Alert!
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Hey, ball. 22. Push him back.
2nd and 10 now. It's Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Back him up.
Anthony Barr in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
Hey, 18. Switch. Hey, Charlie.
From the gun on third down, it's Trubisky. That's Cordero Patterson hauling it in. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's fourth down.
152 fighter. 15, check 50.
They're going on fourth down. It's Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter. And as a result, their playoff run may end right here. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all three timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check. 6-6. Pull it high.
Cousins here to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
218, chop.
3rd and long for Cousins. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Eddie Jackson picks it. 2-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Box drop. Mike's 54. Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line, get that quarterback. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54.
After the interception, here's Trubisky. Under pressure, they got him again.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
This is caught inside the 15. A huge play there for Chicago. 51 yards.
Honey, I dash, got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, the man, Odell with the hands. Thought he could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I